My name is Kartikey Soni. I belongs to the customer support group, and we are of group two presenting the assignment number three, which is user story estimation. In assignment number two, we have chosen PayPal as a company to make the user stories, and to take this further, we have now estimated those stories to make a sprint plan. So, in this meeting, our team is going to explain the user stories and the user story estimation based on planning poker estimation method. And this meeting is a box meeting which will take around 10 to 15 minutes to complete. Therefore, we are going to run through the user story first and then the estimation of a specific user story using ideal time and story points. And also, I'll explain and give justification for why we have chosen planning poker over affinity estimation. So there are several reasons to choose one on another, but I'm going to explain some main feature of planning poker. So the very first reason which adds more value to this method is that planning poker is most interactive approach to estimate the effort required for the implementation of the user stories, as we can write the numbers in a table to estimate the effort. So due to the numerical approach, it gives more accuracy and avoids randomness and make the result more consistent and correct. And also through questioning and interactive conversation, the team members are also able to carefully analyze the requirement using the planning poker process. So these were some reasons why we have chosen the planning poker method for estimation. Now Andrea, who is the product owner, is going to take this meeting further, explaining the user stories and the related estimations. Andrea, could you please take this meeting from now? Thank you all.
Thank you, Karti. My name is Andrea Leon, the project owner. Considering the quantity of work to do, how complex is it, the risks and uncertainty of this user history. Additionally, with your technical skills and capabilities, we are going to use poker estimation for determine how many points the user history will have. Recognizing your previous experience in this kind of work. In short, you already have downloaded an app called Ustream. So please open it right now. First, you will select first, I'm going to read the user history. Second, you will select a number that will determine how many points they will be assigned to this user history. Third, when the order is given, you will reveal your numbers on the camera at the same time. And finally, we will to review if there are a consensus or the points vary among you. If so, a discussion will be held in order to support your choices. And finally, we're going to repeat the process in order to get a consensus, right? So I'm going to read the user history. As a customer, I need an immediate response when contacting PayPal customer support so that I can notify and block my account. Inputs, incoming customer calls, helpline number, and PayPal customer care email. Outputs, response and solution to the petition. Importance is high, is core to the functions, and the urgency is medium because it's needed within the 6 months. So please be ready with your app, and the count of 3, please select the number that you consider is proper for this user history. Okay, 1, 2, 3. Please show you the number in the camera. Okay, I noticed that we have different points here. Please, Vedant, you have the highest number. Please, could you explain to Michaela, who has the lowest number, why you select 13 points to this user history?
Hi team, my name is Vedant Mishra and I'm the finance compliance expert. The reason I chose the number 13 is because for me, customer service is everything, along with organizational image, branding, sales, operations, and everything else. Get that set up if it isn't already there. Therefore, for me, it's crucial because we would need our employees to be hands-on. Before this project initiated the meeting, I had a research and I found an interesting theory, and I quote, financial institutions have amongst the highest customer acquisition cost in the industry today. Acquiring the new customers can cost up to 5 times more than retaining the existing ones. What's more is that they lose 75% of their customers within the first week. So that was my rationale for choosing number 13. So what do you guys think?
Okay, hi, my name's Michaela. I belong in the innovation department. So my score was number 3. Regarding your point, Vedant, I agree with you to a certain extent. I would consider your number sound and valid if we look at it from a sales perspective, where the quality of the product is connected to the revenue generated by PayPal. However, I believe that selecting number 13 would be putting too much effort into the implementation of this user story when it's actually not necessary. I selected number 3 because the implementation of this specific task is easier and does not require such a high score. That is, the people who will be working on this are experts in developing these kinds of solutions. They will require around 1 to 2 hours per day to develop this. It does not have to do with the impact that this activity has in regards to the revenue or the results of the company, but rather the effort that the team needs to put into developing this kind of solution. So that's why I would lower our score to a number 3.
Okay, so yeah, so that was my main point. For instance, as you pointed out at the very end of the sentence, that the implementation would be easier because it requires a specific talent. Thus, the execution is somewhat challenging because of the numbers that we provided, that is 80 hours or 95 hours, which is why I said 13. And top 3 factors that I would say we need to look at would be, the first one would be financial regulations and privacy. Training our employees to be accurate on this would consume ample amount of time. Number 2, complex products. When it comes to monetary aspects, every customer will want to keep it as a number 1 priority. Hence, our employees should be capable of having complex product knowledge according to the government regulations of the respective country. Number 3 would be learning and development, where we need constant training of new financial products. So as a result of my experience dealing with financial institutions over 6+ years, I believe that if you try to reduce the number of hours to move the project along as quickly as possible, the risk of mistakes and blunders will be rising, ultimately leading to the final time the project is referenced. You are aware that errors multiply as more mistakes are made, resulting in more training, which would eventually make it difficult for the project to go without hitches. Not a lack of emotion, I would argue, but lack of repetition in instruction and application to the real world, as well as the absence of the specialist, will hurt the project as a whole. So what I'm trying to say is that implementation is crucial and challenging because we need time to ensure that our staff, especially the customer service staff, are appropriately skilled, highly trained, and knowledgeable so that the project runs more smoothly. Hence, I chose 13 to illustrate my thesis for these reasons. So that's my rational team. What do you think?
Hello, everyone. My name is Yven, and I'm the software developer. Regarding what Michaela and Vedant said, I do believe that Michaela has a very reasonable point for the time needed to implement this project. But Vedant mentioned a crucial point, which states that acquiring a new client is way more costly than retaining clients. Therefore, once we acquire a new client, we should do our optimum best to keep them in the system. And by doing that, we need to provide the best experience in everything that in any issues that they might face using PayPal. In the service industry, customer is king, and bad word of mouth travels very fast. Especially nowadays, we have Instagram, social media, and connecting reviews. All of these makes word of mouth even travel way faster. Therefore, we should do our best to make sure that all of our employees are very well trained and ready to solve all the issues of our customers without referring to other managers. By doing that, we can build trust and loyalty with our customers so that they can freely communicate with us. On top of that, having highly trained employees will shorten the time needed to provide assistance, which leads to shorter queue times to provide customer support. In other words, we should invest more time to train our customer service team to provide a better user experience. Looking at what both Michaela and Vedant said, I believe that 8 story points are the common ground for both of Michaela and Vedant. What do you think, Andrea?
I consider that we have important point of view here. So the best way for deliver between us is reassign again the points. So considering the last contribution and comments, please select again the points in your app, please. And at the count of 3, we are going to show on the camera again your points. Okay, 1, 2, 3. Okay, we have 8, and Karti, we have 8. Thank you, guys. So the points that will be assigned to this user history are 8 points. Thank you so much, guys.
Thank you, Andrea. Thank you, team.
Thanks,
all.
Andrea. Thanks, team.
And thank you, Andrea.